Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the KitFox NC build series. For all you guys who are new or just catching along, in this series, we're building a experimental aircraft, a KitFox Classic 4 in our garage. And so on this channel, we have plenty of other episodes documenting our progress. And in this video, we've made a fairly significant milestone because we've installed the component that turns an airplane into, or it turns a glider into an airplane. We don't have the wings on, but as you can see, we have our engine on now. Now, this engine is a Rotax 912 ULS 100 HP engine, great for experimental aircraft such as the KitFox. As you can see, we have it mounted. Now, guys, this mounting process, as you're going to see in our progress clips, was not easy. Getting this engine on, we didn't want to buy like an engine lift or anything. We wanted to just keep it simple. And so this thing is heavy, obviously. This thing is not light. And even worse is this mount you see right here. It's a very, very excruciatingly tight fit. So we'd spent a lot of time getting this on, but now we have it on. And I mean, that's just awesome. So after getting this on, the next steps was actually connecting a lot of the systems. So you'll see all of these gas lines, tubing, wiring, that sort of thing. A lot of work put into this plane. We got the oil container. We got coolant radiators down here. And yeah, so that is the progress we've really made so far. I'm actually going to have our main builder do some of the talking as well, so you guys actually get a more experienced narrator who actually knows what he's talking about, as opposed to me. But anyways, a lot of work. I mean, this is just, it's so cool looking at it. If I do say so myself. Yeah, we have an engine on our plane. So, of course, if you guys want to see, I mean, how we got to this point, how we got all of these things up, well, we have a whole series of that on this channel. That's kind of split between two channels, but there's a playlist with both. And so, yeah, besides that, guys, keep watching and we're going to see some progress of how we put this engine on. Okay, guys, it seems that we have a mystery box in front of us. What do you think's inside? Take a guess. If you guess an engine, you are absolutely correct. Here it is in the box, very nice shipping crate. You'll see we'll end up using it as a table as well, but there it is in all its glory. And so here is us moving it. It's heavy. I think it's not like crazy heavy. It's about 120 pounds, which, I mean, it's not like much, but I think with the weight distribution, it's a little tricky. And there you go. That is the engine. It's on the table, makeshift table that we made. It's anchored onto there very nice, which is what we liked about that. And there it is without any like crazy tubing. You can get a good look of the engine. Super cool there. Now I'm going to turn over some of the explanation to our main pilot, main builder, who can tell you much more about this engine and what we're doing with it than I can.
Okay, the Rotax 912 has arrived and I'm working on putting on the adapter arms. So I'm going to show you what I've done. I've got 3 of them installed, and then what's the 4th one I have to install, and then what's next. So I'll show you that. My son asked me to do some more videos, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, what you see here is the engine is on, this is the packing box it came on. So I have it sitting on there. Right now it's sitting on 2 2x4s, kind of still held by the packing brackets. But the reason I had to do that is to be able to fit these arms on. You had to take it off the packing bracket. So the bottom ones are on for now, and this top left one is on. And now I got to remove the ignition modules and just put them off to the side. Currently, the intake manifolds have been reversed so that the carburetors sit out further, and all the tubing and everything is currently undone just to help with fitting of this engine mount. So I'm going to get this other bracket on, and what it involves is lining this up. You actually have to drill this one out. All the other ones come pre-drilled, but this one and then the one on the other side have to be drilled out. So I'm working on that, and that's what we got so far.
Frankly, couldn't have said it better myself. That's why I had him explain it. Anyways, now we are moving the engines over. We're preparing to try and mount it, but easy. Well, moving it's not too bad. Mounting it will be a different ordeal. we're taking off the arm brackets, the engine mount arms, just for a second so we can include or attach them to the full engine mount ring. And this was the beginning of our troubles. This was tricky. It was very tricky. You can see us. We get that set up, and it just too tight. So let's try again. Still too tight. Let's take it off. Try it again. And this process went on for a couple of days. It was tricky, and it's because like the welds, they kind of tense up, they move. Anyways, we did get it in the end.
Okay, got the engine mount installed on the engine. Really, really tight fit. Really hard to get on. Took about 5 hours and bled on it, and but it's on good, and it actually fits pretty good once you get it in position. And it's just hard to get these guys right here in position and the bolt going. Okay, that one still needs tightening, I see that. But it's a nice fit once you get it on, but it's really a challenge. And also these guys going onto the firewall are also a really, really tight fit too. So it's all fun. But once you get it on, it works. Thanks.
Speaking of getting it onto the firewall, he did test fit it onto the firewall. He did it while I was at work, so I don't have any footage of that. But anyways, there it is. You guys can get a kind of look at what the engine looks like mounted on. Now, to mount the engine, first thing we did was we did actually put the firewall on, but loosely, we only put it onto one or a couple of the arms. That way we could still move the tighter arms and get them into position. It's tricky because, as I was saying, like the welds, apparently the manufacturer of these mounts, they say that after like they weld, like they line it all up, it's perfect. Once it welds, like some of the metal like tenses up, it shifts a little bit, so then it just like it makes so it's not an exact fit to the firewall. And also, which of course you can't just like change up the holes of the firewall because the firewall holes are lined up with the holes in the airplane fuselage. So anyways, yeah, we're slowly inching this plane forward, lifting it up with some beams of wood. Then we're also, as you can see back there, we're kind of lifting up the tail of the plane. And yeah, we're just trying to slightly shift it. See me hammering in a couple of those really long bolts that connect the engine mount arms through the firewall and onto the fuselage. It's a tight fit. And the one you see on the side of my dad right there, the side we're all working on, the upper one, that is the tightest fit. But yeah, lots of working on it. You can see me, I'm screwing in some of the nuts because we got some in. And yeah, this was an afternoon of work. But you see now right there we have these clamps that we're using. We're using these clamps to try and pull that one really tight arm over so it actually fits on the hole. A little tricky stuff. I will tell you what, this whole process was not easy. And it really came down to that one bolt right there. But we got it on. So now look, we take off that. It's a lot lighter because the engine's serving as a counterweight. And there you guys have it. The engine is mounted. And that's how it looks mounted without any, again, gas lines, oil tanks, etc., etc. And it's looking great. It's very cool. It's the top, the bottom. And yeah, we got the engine mounted. Long process. Knew it was hard, but we did it. Now we're just test mounting one of the lower parts of the cowling. It's a tight fit. All the cowling kind of fits on tight with the engine and stuff. And so we kind of have to work around that when we're installing the gas lines, the radio, and of course the gas lines and that sort of thing. And so I'm actually installing one of the lines there, and you have to include like a heat protective wrap onto that. That's what that orange thing is. But it's a pretty simple process, all things considered. And then, yeah, I have just some more notes on this whole process that I will let our chief builder, head pilot, explain to you guys. And yeah, that is about the whole process of the engine, and really cool stuff. Tricky, but we got through it.
Okay, I'm going to give you an update on KitFox-4 engine installation of the Rotax 912 ULS. It's coming along. You can see we have it mounted. The plan is to finish the engine as much as we can, and then we're going to move the fuselage to the hangar, so then I can work on the wings in here. Just really not enough space, but I'll kind of show you an update of where we're at on the engine installation, and yeah, go from there. Okay, we'll just start back here. You can see all the cowlings are finished and they fit. We do have to make a little modification here on the nose cowling for the oil filter. Not the oil filter, the oil cooler. And the seat is out right now because I'm plumbing the return line back to the header tank. So let me show you. Okay, here's again, you've seen this, the fuselage is pretty much done. Got to get the wings on. Starting at the engine, start with the oil system. It's all plumbed in. Oil lines coming into the oil cooler. The best way I could do it was build this bracket here, and it's kind of horizontal, but I'm going to put a scoop to guide air up into it and through it, and that'll also cool the whole engine off. Comes up here to the oil tank. The oil tank on this is a newer oil tank, so it's a little bit taller than I think the original oil tank. And you have to tilt it. It's tilted about, if you can see that, it's tilted just a little bit, about 4 degrees, which is fine. And then this fitting, if you do happen to have these fittings, that's right up on the cowling right there. So you have to put it right in the middle and angle this pipe, this elbow, just a little bit. Oil pressure sender right here. Don't have it hooked up yet. Oil temp here. Otherwise, that's all done. There's the oil cooler. And the cooling system is also all plumbed. There's the spider tank. It comes down into the radiator and pump throughout the system. That's really kind of nice and solid on here now. I have it bolted to the floor on some isolation mounts running up through the bottom of the firewall. And I don't have the muffler yet, so I'm just hoping these lines are not in the way. Otherwise, I'll have to adjust these lines a little bit. Here's your oil drain line. That's not finished all the way, but I do have a little weep hole I built in there, I cut in there. Fuel system is close to being done. Fuel system here, this is a T. Let's go into a fuel pressure sensor. This is a T for the return line. Yeah, so this is the T for the return line, and I have a bulkhead fitting for that. I'm not 100% sure where it's going to go, probably right in that area. Come out, and it'll go plumb back to this fuel tank. I need to change this out. I have one with a little restrictor that I have to put in there for the return line. And then it has a fuel flow sensor here. Then it comes down in there, it tees off and goes to the carburetors, and making sure the carburetors are able to function without any obstruction on the throttle and so forth. Also coming in, this is the fuel line coming in, goes through a fuel filter and into the pump. Coolant overflow tank is right here. That's the best place I could put it. I think if I try to put it down here or something, it would be in the way of the exhaust system. So for right now, it's going to be right there. And that works. That's it. Then I got to start working on the electrics. I wish I had done the ignition wires because I got to get into there. But I think I can do it like it is. If I have to, I may have to pull the oil tank out. None of these are torqued yet, So it'll be easy to remove at this stage. Well, that's an update for now. Thank you.
And there you guys have it. Engine is mounted. We have a couple little more additions to make, little more connections to make. You see we have some loose wires, loose ends, if you will. But you guys get the gist. I mean, we got engine on, lines, all this sort of thing. And yeah, you guys got clips. You guys obviously got explanations from our lead builder. I'm just the assistant. You know, I can't explain this nearly as well as he could. But there you guys go. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Got a quick look at what installing the engine for the KitFox was like. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys will stay tuned for more KitFox build updates. We're getting very close to the point where we can actually start working on the wings. And then once we get the wings on, I mean, we're pretty much there. So that's really exciting. And soon you're going to be seeing a lot of this thing actually flying on this channel. So let's get hyped for that. All right. So anyways, you guys enjoyed. You guys want to see more build videos. I really recommend that you like and you subscribe. And yeah, I hope to see you guys again next time.